Hello everybody. We are on our second Sunday video. I'm working on keeping it consistent. I think I'm doing Reno relatively well. We'll see in 30 days, but nevertheless, I did say I would up the quality of my videos. So this is a start, we're doing one step at a time. So this video, I don't know if you saw the B-roll, I don't know where I placed it. I might decide it in the editing process, but this video is about my Lego Viper build. Come on, focus for me. Yep, right there. There you go, my Lego Viper build. So this is designed off of the space game called No Man's Sky. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. You might be gamers, you might not be, but nevertheless, this is what the video is about. So I love No Man's Sky. I used to play that a lot in my late teens, early 20s. Technically I'm still in my early 20s, but I'm pushing over to my mid 20s, so life keeps moving. But if you guys are not familiar with it, it was a 2016 space game that has gotten so many renditions that it flopped originally because it didn't have everything that it promised. But the gaming company, Hello Games, they have been dedicated to adding everything that they promised and more. We've been getting more things and like more free updates, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful game, beautiful community. I would love to play it. I just do not have the time. But nevertheless, this was my personal spaceship on No Man's Sky. And again, I believe I called it my Viper build or whatever, Viper or something. No, I called it the Spearhead, I believe. Yes, because I focused on the damage output of this bad boy and the speed and the hyperdrive range, and this is an absolute combat beast. So I wanted to make it in Lego because that's what I like doing. I like building models. I'm good at building models with Legos. So yeah. So essentially my designing process of this took me about maybe 6 months to a bit over a year. It was a very fun process. I might add progress pictures in the video. You guys will find out. I don't know yet, but that's up to editing me. If I do add product videos, then you're seeing them right now. So I have many renditions of this model. I based it off of just like a handful of images off of Safari. I don't like using instructions for my models because I like them being kind of purely out of my imagination and ingenuity. So I just look at a picture, I spill my pieces all over the floor, I look for what I need, spend 4 hours on a session, like 2 to 4 hours, or sometimes even 6 hours. It got pretty rough. I would build something, and maybe I would like it, maybe I wouldn't like it, and then I sleep on it, and then I decide on whether or not I want to destroy it or just modify it. So this had a bunch of renditions, and we're just going to start talking about it. So let me take everything off. Well, let me just show you first. So this is a modular build because I wanted this to be modular, because in the games this comes in different variations. Thank you for focusing. This comes in different variations, so you can get different wing types, different engine types, and different nose types. So let's just strip everything, because we are going to be talking about the main fuselage. There we go. So this is the core of everything. This is the main fuselage. If it can focus, please. Thank you very much. This is the main fuselage. It's actually pretty sleek on how I built it, and it looks larger than I guess it essentially is when I have everything added to it, just because of the length and whatever. So this tray in the back is where the engine pod connects to. It just clicks in like so, and it's very simple. I wanted to make this whole thing modular, and when you're looking at it, you can't really tell that it comes apart, and that's exactly what I wanted. I love modularity that's hidden. It's just, I don't know, it tickles that engineering itch in me. I love engineering and I love design. So you got that. That's essentially, I'm gonna call that the flatbed or whatever. So you have that. the cockpit opens up, of course, and you have your space for your pilot. I do not have a minifigure on me right now, but a pilot definitely fits in there. I had the floor to be completely flat, void of any studs, just because I wanted easy like removal of the pilot if I felt like it, you know. And the way I have him like built up, he fits in there snug so he doesn't rattle around much, because that bothers me. It bothered me when LEGO started doing that, but I completely understood it. But with the battle droids, that was kind of an issue, that I really wanted them to be in there, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But yeah, so that's the top. So you have your cockpit area, and we'll call this the flat pickup area. Come on, work with me. It's not gonna work with me, so we're just gonna. It's just gonna be that way. That's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, whatever. And you have these locating pins right here. Come on, I know you can do it. There you go. Locating pins right here. Blue one and the gray one. The only like meaning of the difference is just because of how I built out the landing gear. The landing gear does come out. That's another thing I wanted to add, because I believe for any starship or anything I make that like is supposed to fly, it needs to have landing gear, and ideally I would like for it to fold out and fold perfectly in. So they sit like this, it sits on the ground just fine, holds up the weight really well. It's perfectly built into the structure, so right here, and it's connected directly to these pins, so it just kind of holds everything together. And this back part is not going to break off, because I have it essentially sandwiched down here and up here because of the side panels, and that also just adds for the design. So those just fold in. Come on. Yep. They just fold in like that, and it leaves you with a flat bottom. I really need you to focus, buddy. If you could just do that for me. I mean, you're doing pretty well sometimes. There. Yep. Leaves you with a flat bottom. It's pretty flush, exactly how I wanted it. Yeah, that's your interface port. That's what I'm going to call it. And that's what the front looks like. These are your front contacts for the nose of the whole thing. There you go. And that just interfaces like so. And it's a pretty sturdy connection. Yeah, so you have this, and this is pretty much it. The side panels really hold everything together, both design-wise and just structurally wise. If you can understand what you're looking at here, you can kind of get an idea of how I built it. I was using the plates that have studs on the side, and they go vertical. That allowed me to sandwich everything down. Where do I have like a pin or something that I can point to? You know what? Yeah, we're doing it. I like this. So that allowed me to sandwich everything down to. Focus, please. You're doing good earlier. That's the whole issue. Let me do something. I'm keeping this in, by the way. There we go. That allowed me to sandwich everything to here, right at this point, right there. And that goes through here, right here. And then I use these kind of as cross beams to connect to this section, because those interface, I can show you guys right here. That interface is, come on, work with me. I need your work. There you go, right here. It just lines up perfectly all right here. And then I have, if you notice, these ones in the back, and they go up and above. And yeah, it sandwiches everything perfectly. And I'm very happy and proud of what I built with that. So, holds everything together. Beautiful little cockpit fuselage section. So let's move on to the nose. This is the nose portion. There you go. The nose portion, very simple. it still gets that Viper design. If you're familiar with the game, that's essentially the design of the Viper head or the Viper nose. It has this spotlight in the front just for accuracy. It has the grills, the intake grills, and I really like building this actually because it's very sturdy. It's insanely sturdy, and it's very simple on how it's built. Again, just using that same style of plates, sideways plates, just like this, just like that. Now you can already see I built it this way because it will allow me to hollow out the middle, and that's important because I still want it to have landing gear, right? Yeah. 1 second. So since I built it this way, this spot is hollowed out. Come on. There you go. This spot's hollowed out, and you can just pull out the landing gear right here. And that distances itself vertically perfectly with the rear landing gear. And then it just holds the whole thing up. And again, it just combines like so with a nice little click. So when you pull out the front landing gear and rear landing gear, you can see they sit about at the same level. And it's nice. So we're sitting that down now. We're going to look at the rear of the engine. And again, I might have some B-roll put over this part. So we'll see. That's up to editing, Justin. This was also fun to design. Now, let me preface, this is honestly, in relation to the game, it is a bit smaller than I would like for it to be. Come on, buddy. Work with me. Work with me. There we go. It is just smaller because technically if you look at the game, like the model, it's really large, but I didn't have the parts at the time, so essentially I narrowed it down, similar to like a jet engine, because I also like jets, I like aviation stuff, I like mechanic stuff, if you can't understand that or couldn't tell yet. But yeah, that's your output. This essentially just kind of funnels the energy into one beam. These parts right here, if it would focus for me again, these parts right here, like the gray parts, it's just kind of more directional plates and like mechanical plates, just further focusing that beam from the center engine, which is here, right around here. I have that ring just kind of to add a little bit of bulk. You got these tubes up top. They're essentially, so in the mechanics of this, how I imagine it, it would be the air that comes from the front of the nose with your intake valves that would go through the system, and then it would be funneled into these, and these would go directly into your combustion like system. And you know, of course, it might not make sense if you understand planes or like jets or whatever, but that was the design of the ship and game, and that's exactly how I wanted to build it. And I really like how it looks because it gives that kind of space retro feel, and I like that about No Man's Sky. So with the what's it called? With the engine connected, it looks like so, and I like it. It's very nice. Again, you cannot tell that it's essentially modular, which is exactly what I wanted. It's very clean and very streamlined. Now, if you notice, there are some connecting pins right here. You got the blue and the gray, and same on the side, blue and the gray. That interfaces with your wings. We didn't get to these yet, but we're going to talk about these now. So these were very fun to design also. I was able to get the angle exactly how I wanted. So just a slight, ever so slight, like downwards angle. And it reminds me of like World War II bomber planes, always loved how the wings just kind of sloped down just a little bit. It added a little bit of like subtle aggression. I don't know, I just like that. I really love those type of planes. So they were on this one in the game, so I added it. It was interesting. So it was kind of like a wedge design. If we look up here, let me get my pointer again. So this little part right here, that essentially pushes against this little cylinder because I have it hinged around like this level. And then I have some spacers right down here which kind of push against it, so it really just locks the whole wing in place and it does not move at all. And I was able to get the wing very thin, which is also what I wanted because that allows me to keep that silhouette of an actual like wing that you would see in real life, you know, if this was a real thing. I just added, you know, these little black studs right here. Yeah, there we go. These little black studs right here, just for detail, because I mean, you know, I like it. You got these vents back here for detail, but they also add to the overall rear silhouette of it. So you got that front line, and then you got this rear line, which is a bit more aggressive because it has a bit of different shaping. Let me just straighten that up, because that's annoying. Yeah, this little piece right here just kind of smoothens it out into the engine part. And you got it angling this way. I added this little diamond piece because it just adds a bit more visual depth. And then you have your fin, your outward fin, I guess, you know, at a specific angle. And again, it's not perfectly straight in relation to the engine and how that's positioned. And I like that because again, that reminds me of those World War II fighter jets because those, like their end fins on their wings, they weren't perfectly vertical. It was kind of out just slightly. And again, it added to that subtle aggression that I like. Of course, I mean, because of how I built it, they can fold out. So like if you want like a straight wing, you could have that. It doesn't look as aggressive anymore though. But when you have it like this, you know, it just adds something. If you know, you know. If you feel it, you feel it. But yeah, so the other wing is exactly the same. I did not show, come on, yeah, there we go. I did not show the rear of it. So you have your engine pod right here. Oh, I did show the rear, but I just didn't talk about the engine pod. But anyway, you got the engine pod right here. You have your intake in the front. I always like it when the intakes are bigger than the rear engine. I just think it's quite cool. So you got that, you add everything together and put the landing gear back in its place. And this is what you're left with. And it is a beaut. If it can focus, it would be a better beaut. There you go. It's an absolute beaut, and I love this thing. Again, this took me a while to design. I love the fact that my projects take a good while to complete because it adds a good sense of satisfaction when I actually do complete it. Now, again, I completed this about almost 3 years ago. I might have completed it in 2023. Again, I'll have to check. I might add some text in the video to correct myself if I'm wrong. But yeah, I believe I completed it in 2023. So this is about 3 years old. And honestly, I have not felt the need to change anything on it. Like, if anything, I would probably, maybe I would make the nose of it a little bit longer because, you know, if you compare it with the game photos, the nose is a little bit proportionally longer than the cockpit section. But I like how this looks. It works in the form that I've designed it and built it. It has the amount of detail that I want. It has the amount of smoothness that I want. The wings are exactly how I want them. The engine, I could potentially make it bigger, but I like that it tapers at the end because it also adds to that sleekness along with your side engines. Again, the side engines really remind me of those those World War II fighter planes because I just like them so much. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't really change anything on this, and you know, that's actually a really good feeling. Now I might switch out some parts because like the hinges they got old or whatever, but in terms of design changes, I can't think of anything. This is, in my opinion, quite perfect. Now what I might do and what I could do, I could make different modules for it. Now I could expand on this. Sorry, I keep looking at my monitor. I need to start looking at the lens. So, like I was saying, I could make different wing designs for this. I did have a different wing design, and I might have a picture of that. If I do, I will put it up. But I could remake, because I believe I made it before, I could remake different wing sections, and I also did make a different engine section. If you guys are familiar with it, it's kind of like it's like three rectangles. I'll put an image of it up if I can find it. But I did make that before. I should make it again, because again, the beauty of the No Man's Sky ships is that they have templates, but they kind of mix things up, and it makes for different kinds of designs and vibes. So you can also put the monitor. I can't see there you go, I can't see myself. Yeah, I'm still recording. Okay, I can't see myself anymore, so I can only look at this. So yeah, long story short, that's today's video. It was this, and let's hope it focused. If it's blurry, it's blurry, I'm sorry. But yeah, if you guys want me to go further in depth on how I built this and just like specific parts of it, let me know in the comments. I have a couple other projects, like, you know, Lego projects that I have been working. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the stand. I'm so sorry. I am terribly sorry. I did build a stand for it, just like this. Now I'm going to pull out my monitor again, just so I can actually make sure I'm framing this properly. There we go. That's the stand I built for it, just to keep it up, and I really like it because it has that nice curvature that I wanted. And I also have a knob on the side. When I twist it the right way, actually, it goes like so, and it gives it like a nice little, angle, like it's taking off. And yeah, it was just something small that I put together. Again, if you guys want me to go into depth on the stand itself, I don't mind. I actually really like talking about this stuff because I love talking about design and the mechanics of things, So yeah, anyway, that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is, I would argue, definitely more polished than my last Sunday video. I do apologize about that, but it's out and I'm not going to change it. But yeah, there you go. I'm glad I made this, because I did say, I kept telling myself I was going to eventually make a video about this, and a couple months later I finally made the video. So yeah, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We're sticking to my schedule of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so 5 days a week. And tomorrow will just be another talking video. I don't know what it will be about yet, but it will be about something. So yeah, that's all I got. You guys take care. I'm going to go ahead and edit this, and maybe eat something. Maybe I'll definitely be going to bed eventually, but yeah, maybe eat something. Anyway, yeah, have a good one. Peace.